This is episode 34 of the 4Ps, and out of respect and solidarity with our recently neutered puppy who is forced to wear this Elizabethan-style collar on his head all week just to allow his surgical wound to heal, I will also be doing this edition of the 4Ps with a collar, lampshade style, on my head. As part of my recent experiences getting to know some very new startups as well as some more mature later stage companies, there are a few similarities I've been able to discern that successful companies have in common. The first is mission. Defining this early and reminding your team of it often is critical. It should be continually present every day in the workplace, across every level of management, and of course in your finished product. So first and foremost, put a missionary position in place. The second is autonomy. When given more independence and responsibility, everyone takes more pride in their work. Granting employees the power to make key decisions in their field boosts levels of trust and commitment and respect within the workplace. And the third is investment. Skill development of employees, just training. So through challenging programs and just investment in this training, employees will feel that their time at work is valuable and that their roles at the company are valuable. Now, learning a new skill can be a great challenge, and the amount of time it takes to do that can sometimes be demotivating. I read a great book over the summer called Micro Mastery that is designed as a process to help eliminate the challenge of time and the demotivation that comes with it by breaking up the big goal into small achievable stages. Now, this idea encourages you to focus on a specific skill and using as many senses as possible to learn, then move on to the next micro phase that you're going to master. Now, the theory is the sense of accomplishment you feel from completing each stage motivates you to keep going until you finally achieve the big goal. And the book outlines 6 relatively easy to follow steps for any skill or task you want to pursue. And the only one that I remember off the top of my head is repeatability, which is ironic in and of itself. So speaking of learning a new skill, besides learning to function in a lampshade, I am in discussions to join a podcast as a co-host, which would be pushing a new format of content for me beyond what I've done. But if video killed the radio star, there's no way I'm going to let podcasts kill this 4P video star. It's just that podcasts give me a chance to still get some interesting points across without you being distracted by how old and haggard I've become and now look. So stay tuned for more as we prep and get organized, but I'm excited because isn't another podcast, just what you need to fill the space in your day? One thing the podcast won't be is political. That remains strictly one of the 4Ps. So, political. The next Senate race that we're going to focus on is in North Dakota. Now, this is the first chance I've had in 34 episodes to talk about the state of North Dakota. You're welcome. But this race pits Democrat and incumbent Heidi Heitkamp versus Republican Kevin Cramer. Now, despite a terrible name, Heidi Heitkamp, it's like calling me Matt Camp. Heitkamp narrowly won the open seat in the 2012 Senate election on the strength of being just a really good, fiery campaigner and a good fit for the state at the time. Now, she has compiled a moderately liberal record in the Senate, but Kevin Cramer is a 3-term representative. There's only one rep in the state of North Dakota, so he's well known and obviously popularly elected. But this is a highly competitive race, maybe the most competitive that people aren't talking about. Heitkamp is popular, but Cramer has won repeatedly in that state by increasingly large margins, and all parties involved seem to agree that Cramer has a slight lead here over the incumbent. Now, even in a year where Democrats are expected to perform pretty well, a race in a state where the president retains a positive net approval rating somehow may be too big a haul for the Democrats to overcome. So real risk here of a Democrat losing a seat. So give and support what you can to hike camp in these remaining weeks, and maybe a high turnout can keep this seat blue for the next 6 years. All right, Coda Bear, stay strong for the remaining 10 days that you have to wear that thing. I was in it for 4 minutes and I almost passed out.